Coco Gauff is the latest star upset in Qatar Open. Coco Gauff is the latest star played to suffer an early exit at the Qatar Open. After just a few days of action at the 2026 Qatar Open, there has been no shortage of surprising results in the first WTA Masters 1000 event of the year. The fourth-seeded Coco Gauff received a first-round bye, only to lose a shocking defeat in the second round. On Tuesday, WTA world number 57 Elisabetta Cacciaretto defeated Gauff in straight sets, 6-4, 6-2. Gauff's serve was not the problem, as she landed 80% of her first serves. However, Cacciaretto broke Gauff 4-12 times and capitalized on Gauff's 39 unforced errors. Cacciaretto was all smiles after notching the third top 10 win of her career, thanking the crowd and voicing her support for Italy in the Winter Olympics. According to the tennis letter, Cacciaretto said after the match, "I think this week it's a bit different for us in Italy. Now I'm more focused on the Winter Olympics than for the tournament. Maybe cheering for the Italian athletes is the key, that's why I'm playing better maybe." Now, Cacciaretto will face An Li in the round of 16. From there, the field is wide open thanks to a handful of surprising results. Amanda Anisimova, Jasmine Paolini, Ekaterina Alexandrova, Linda Noskova, and Emma Raducanu are just some of the big names to suffer early exits. While upsets have defined the first few days in Doha, it is too early to expect a Cinderella story. Several top-ranked players are still left in the draw. Iga Swiatek, Elena Rybakina, Mira Andreeva, Victoria Mboko, and Qin Wenjing are well-positioned for a strong run. We are yet to hear from Gauff after the shocking defeat. However, the 21-year-old always manages to maintain a healthy perspective on the maelstrom of each tennis season. It was a disappointing loss for Gauff, who has not won a match in Doha since 2023. The top-ranked American will now travel to Dubai for another Masters 1000 event on the outdoor hard courts in the United Arab Emirates. The 2026 Qatar TotalEnergies Open runs through Saturday, February 14th. Stay locked into Sports Illustrated Serve on SI for all of your tennis news from the court and beyond. The fall and the future. Coco Gauff's stunning upset at the Qatar Open in the heart of Doha, under the bright lights and sweeping desert skies. One of tennis's brightest stars experienced a moment that reminded the world just how unpredictable and exhilarating the sport can be. Coco Gauff, the American prodigy who has fast become a household name, a Grand Slam champion, and a symbol of youth, resilience, and relentless pursuit, entered the 2026 Qatar TotalEnergies Open with all eyes on her. After electrifying performances in recent seasons, including a stunning rise through the WTA ranks, the fourth-seeded Gauff was expected to cruise through the early rounds of the first WTA 1000 event of the year. But sport, ever the dramatic storyteller, had other plans. The shock in Doha after a first-round bye, granted to many of the top seeds, Gauff's journey at the Qatar Open came to an abrupt halt in the second round. Facing Italy's Elisabetta Cacciaretto, ranked well outside the elite, many anticipated a competitive but manageable match. Instead, what unfolded was a straight-sets defeat, 6-4, 6-2. The result rippled through the tennis world. What some forecasted as a routine win for the American turned into one of the early tournament's most startling upsets. In a match that lasted just over 90 minutes, Cacciaretto, a determined and gritty competitor, seized her moment. The Italian's powerful ground strokes, impeccable timing, and strategic precision mixed with Gauff's uncharacteristic lapses to craft a narrative nobody saw coming. For tennis fans watching from Doha to New York, it was a reminder that in sport, nothing is guaranteed. The weight of expectation. To understand the true weight of this upset, one must look at Gauff's journey and trajectory over the past few years. From a dazzling arrival as a teenage sensation to claiming prestigious titles and top rankings, Coco's rise has been meteoric. Her athleticism, maturity beyond her years, and ability to perform under pressure have made her one of her generation's most compelling figures. But greatness, as history has often shown, does not preclude vulnerability. The Qatar Open exit, much like other surprising moments in tennis lore, reminds us that the mental and physical toll of elite competition is profound. Gauff isn't merely a tennis player, she's a global personality, a symbol of aspiration. That status brings pressure that extends far beyond the baseline. fan expectations, media narratives, and the burden of legacy all play unseen roles in every serve and volley. What happened in the match? Watching the match unfold was like seeing a novelist take an unexpected twist. Gauff, known for her athletic defense, powerful forehands, and deep tactical understanding, made uncharacteristic errors, especially in key moments. Cacciaretto, ranked number 57 in the world, seized every break opportunity with ruthless precision. Her composure in crucial games reflected a quieter but equally powerful narrative. That opportunity, when presented, must be seized. For Gauff, the match was a stark illustration of how even the best players can have off days, days when timing slips, decision-making wavers, and the net becomes an unforgiving adversary. But it also highlighted the essence of competition, that every match is a fresh canvas, and rankings or reputations can't dictate the strokes of the day. Upsets and the beauty of tennis thrives on stories like this. In every major tournament, from Grand Slams to Masters 1000 events, underdogs rise and favorites fall, and each upset becomes part of the rich tapestry of the sport. There are moments that remind us why we watch. The unpredictability, the raw emotion, the sense that anything can happen in a duel of minds and muscles. The Qatar Open has a history of surprises, but this one, Gauff's early exit, resonated especially strongly because of who she is. She's not just a top seed, she's a cultural force, a representative of the new generation of tennis talent, and a standard-bearer for what excellence looks like on the WTA Tour. Her loss doesn't diminish her stature, it enhances the narrative depth of the event itself. Reflection and growth. Defeat, especially in such a high-profile setting, is never easy. But for champions, losses often serve as catalysts. They illuminate weaknesses, reveal areas for refinement, and can inspire renewed dedication. Gauff's career thus far has been defined not by perfection, but by evolution. Her reaction to this defeat, how she trains, strategizes, and reinvents herself, will likely become another chapter in her story. Given her tenacity and mental strength, it would be no surprise to see her bounce back stronger, with lessons learned and hunger intensified. More than a match in a larger sense, this upset at the Qatar Open is more than simply a scoreline. It's a testament to sport's capacity to surprise. It's a reminder that history isn't written ahead of time, it's written point by point, match by match. For fans, moments like this are both frustrating and thrilling. They shatter assumptions and create new possibilities. For players like Gauff, they're challenges, not insurmountable obstacles, but opportunities to grow. The broader context: tennis is a narrative sport. Numbers and seedings tell one story, but the human element writes another. Behind every serve is a heartbeat, behind every rally is strategy met by instinct, and behind